Okay, good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending today's webinar. We are just at 11 o'clock here, so in the interest of time, we are going to go ahead and get started. For those of you who may not know, my name is Cameron Ponting, and I am the Sales Associate here at Oasis. And today we are lucky enough to be joined by Stephanie Chow from GreenShield, and she will be presenting on GreenShield Plus's newest platform, which is Care Navigation, available to all members. And just before we get started here, we will have a Q&A after Stephanie's presentation. So we ask that if you do have any questions, you can type them in the chat box, or alternatively, you can hold off until the end and raise your hand, and we will make sure that your question gets addressed. So without further ado, Stephanie, take it away.
All right, thanks, Cameron. I'm also joined here today with my colleague, Jenny Baruti. So if you see someone named Jenny answering the questions, that is someone from GreenShield, and it's very legitimate. Okay, so here's our agenda for today. We're going to talk a bit about GreenShield and our plan member portal, GreenShield Plus, as well as a demo. We're going to look at the Help Center, and we're going to give you also a short summary of things to remember at the end, and we'll do some questions as well. Okay, so I'm sure most of you are already familiar with GreenShield, but I'll just tell you a bit about how we started and who we are. So we were founded in 1957 by William Wilkinson, and he was a pharmacist who witnessed a mother sacrifice her health by foregoing her own medicine just to ensure that she could afford a prescription for her sick daughter. So driven by the purpose to find a better way, he did take matters into his own hands and introduced North America's first prepaid drug plan, and GreenShield was born as a not-for-profit health benefits provider that reinvested its earnings to champion better health care for all. So our values haven't changed since then. And if we fast forward to today, we're still Canada's only national not-for-profit benefit carrier and the fourth largest benefits provider for health and dental in Canada, servicing over 6 million Canadians and over $1 billion worth of claims transactions processed. So being not-for-profit means that we invest back into GreenShield, and we also give back to build healthier communities. So our mission is to make it easier for Canadians to live their healthiest lives. And currently some of our initiatives through GreenShield Cares include improving oral health with our Green Door project. This is where we've partnered with the University of Toronto Faculty of Dentistry to provide life-changing dental care to underserviced communities. We also have a focus on mental health and women's mental health program, and also our essential medicines program that provides access for eligible Canadians without access to provincial programs or group benefit plans with drugs that they need to meet their priority healthcare needs. So it's our goal to invest $75 million in social impact and positively impact over 1 million lives by 2025. And I did go to a meeting last week, and I'm happy to report that we're actually on track to meet our goal. So we're very proudly Canadian, and we operate coast to coast with over 1,400 employees across the country and 5,000 clinicians. We've evolved over the last couple of years from just health and dental, um, and we're now made up of GreenShield Insurance, which does handle the traditional health and dental portion of your group benefits. We also have individual coverage through our personal health coverage, in case you retire or lose coverage through your group benefits plan. So you might have even seen a lot of the commercials on TV recently. We do have GreenShield Administration, which handles small business administration. There's also claims adjudication and pharmacy benefits management. So GreenShield Health will oversee mental health, so like things like the counseling and EAP programs, our GreenShield Digital Pharmacy, as well as telemedicine. So lastly, and most importantly, I touched upon this earlier, is GreenShield Cares, and this is how we give back to some of our communities with some of the great initiatives that we saw earlier. So when you interact with us through GreenShield Plus, our plan member portal, you're touching all of these areas. So we are going to take a look at GreenShield Plus now, and I'm going to do a bit of a demo for you. We're going to see some of the different services and resources that you have access to. We're going to start with some of the basic, bread and butter kind of things like checking eligibility and submitting claims, and then we're going to move on to some of our newer offerings like our pharmacy, our care navigation program, Discover, things that we're really excited to bring to you. Okay, so GreenShield Plus provides better access and better convenience by having all of your services in one place, as well as better integration. So all you need is one login. You don't have to kind of flip logins through different services. And of course, all of this and having access to everything will lead towards better health outcomes. So you're going to be able to access GreenShield Plus on our corporate homepage by clicking the sign in button and then clicking on GreenShield Plus member sign in. You can also directly go to app.greenshieldplus.ca, and for app users, you can download the GreenShield Plus app on the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Okay, so this is our landing page, and we're going to sign in. So at the top, you can click support to access our GreenShield Plus Help Center. So this is where you can find really useful resources on how to register. You can find information about our services. You can search here kind of like in a Google-like search, or you can pick one of the topics below that you have interest in. What's new will also let you know what's changed or anything you should be aware of coming up as well. Okay, like with everything, if you forgot your password, don't worry, there's an option here. If it's your first time, you would click on sign up. So the first thing you do when signing up, you're going to choose how you're going to access GreenShield Plus. So are you doing it for you? It's going to actually be through an employer or organization. And if your dependent wants to set up an account, that would be through a family member. So just a note that dependent accounts are for GreenShield Health Services, like your counseling or EAP program. If you have that available through your plan, dependents don't have access to view or submit health and dental claims. That's just something for you as a plan member. Okay, so we're going to choose through an employer or organization and hit continue. Okay, next we're going to, consent about the collection, use, and disclosure of our information. Okay, then we're going to enter and say that we have a plan member ID. So you would receive that with your ID card. That's the number at the front. Okay, then we're going to click continue. Enter the email address that you want to use. So once you do that, a verification code will be sent to the email address for additional security. And from there, you're going to enter that verification code, as well as provide some additional information and answer some questions like your dependent information just to validate who you are. They'll also ask you for banking information so you can sign up for direct deposit, which means that you can submit your claims online and get your money back faster. After that, you'll be asked to create a password and then you would be done. Okay, so we're just going to go back and we're going to log in. Okay, so this is a reminder that this is a demo account. So the information you're going to see today will look a little bit different than what you see when you log in. And this demo account likes to start in French, but we're going to just toggle it to English. Okay, so here's the main page, so you can see what the portal is going to look like. In this green box here, these are things that you might find useful to view and do. As you engage more with the portal, it's also going to recommend things that are customized based on your activity. Okay, so if we scroll further down, we can see some of the tiles that show some of the care services that are available to you. So clicking on the tiles will show you what coverage is available. These services may or may not be covered through your plan, like pharmacy or the employee assistance program, telemedicine. But even if they're not covered as part of your plan, as a GreenShield and Oasis plan member, you're going to receive preferred rates. Okay, so further down, when we scroll down, we're going to see the recent claims that were made, and we're also able to view all claims as well as submit a claim here. You can also check coverage to see what's available, find a provider, as well as use some customized claim forms too. Okay, so if we go even further down, we're going to see some tiles that show some of the services available. So additional services that are in our health ecosystem, such as virtual physiotherapy, fertility care, substance use management. So again, if there's an additional cost to access any of these, it's going to show you once you click on them. Okay, so we're going to go back to the top. If we click on our name here, this is where we can access our ID card. Okay, so it's going to show you your name, all the dependents that are on your plan, as well as the phone number you can call to reach our customer service center. You can also print a soft copy of this card if you want as well. Okay, so if we go back here and we click on our account settings, this is where we can access a lot of our settings. So in the profile section, you can update and authorize additional users who can speak to GreenShield on your behalf. So if you want your spouse to call in and speak with our agents, you can authorize them here. In the coverage, Oh, in the coverage section, this is where we can also see our ID card again. We can get a summary of information. Our benefits booklet is posted here as well. This one doesn't have a benefits booklet posted, so it's empty, but that's where it would be. Healthcare spending account, personal spending account, if you have these as part of your plan, this is where that information will show here as well. Okay. If we go back, security and sign-in is where you can update your password information, and then payment is where you can update your direct deposit information as well. Okay, so we're going to go back to the main page. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with finding a provider. So this is going to allow you to search for a provider that's in good standing with GreenShield and one that will direct bill on your behalf as well if you want to. Okay, so we can search by service type, or if we have provider details, we can enter them. So in this case, we're going to search for a specific one. We're going to look for a massage therapist. Okay, then we're going to hit search. So we're going to see a list of providers that match our criteria. We're going to see their address information, website, phone number, hours if it's available as well. If we want to, we can see some of them are direct bill, some of them aren't. We can also filter to see ones that will only direct bill if we want to pick a massage therapist that will direct bill only. Do that. So now we can see all of them have direct bill as well. There's also a way to search for or filter for delisted providers, and these are just providers that we don't want to go to since they're delisted, and we no longer accept claims from them due to some unfavorable practices in the past. So it's a good idea just to make sure that your provider isn't delisted so that we can so that you can go to them without any issues. Okay. So once we've found a provider, we can check to see the coverage we have. So we can click on coverage and then go to check coverage, or we can also scroll down here to check coverage as well. Okay, then we can search for the service that we're looking for here, or if there's something that, it's really common, we can use one of the pre-populated boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and click on massage. The number of steps is always going to show on the left side, and then we can fill in the information required. So we're going to pick who it's for. In this case, it's Tanya. They're in Quebec. We're going to guess that, maybe it's going to be $120 for the visit for 60 minutes. We're going to click continue to estimate. It's really going to show us quickly the amount the plan will pay and the amount that we have to pay out of pocket. So in this case, it's going to be $104 that the plan pays and $16 out of pocket. And there's going to be additional details underneath, like the benefit start year. It's going to show you copay if there is. And then in this bar, you're going to visually see what's available. So we can see here that Tanya hasn't used any massage, so there is $500 available on this demo account. Okay, so if we go back, and instead of clicking massage, we clicked on drug prescription, we can enter the name or DIN to see if a drug is covered under the plan. So in this case, we're going to check Ozempic, and we're going to hit search. Okay, so we can view and quickly see that, okay, if we want to get Ozempic, it's going to require authorization. And then we can view the details of that. So it's going to say, oh, we need a form. We can then click on the form very easily and download it for the doctor to fill out so that there's no delay. Okay. Then we're going to go back to the main page and we're going to look at submitting a claim. So again, we can do that through coverage here, or we can actually click on the submit a claim button at the very top. So similar to before, we can see all of the steps and what stage we're at. We're going to click on what we want to submit the claim for. We're going to pick massage again. Okay. So then we're going to have to choose the provider. So if it's somebody we've used before, they're going to show up here for easy access. But if it's a new person that we went to get a massage from, we can search for providers here. So for this case, we're just going to pick this person. Okay, then we're going to enter some claim details, who it's for. We're going to also answer some basic questions. So is there coverage under another plan? Is there a prescription? Is it due to workers' compensation? All of that stuff. And like before, that eligibility check we did, we're going to enter some details like the treatment date. So we're going to say we had this massage yesterday. How long did we go for? 60 minutes. And we're going to put the total amount. Okay, if we have more than one massage that we went to, we can actually add the purchase here too. So we can, skip that choose provider section and have some of the things pre-populated already for ease. So we're going to click to continue and review the claim. Okay, so we're going to make sure all the information that we submitted is true. If we made a mistake, we can always hit the edit and go back to make some corrections. Then we're going to always do this legal confirmation to make sure that everything we submitted is in fact true. And then once we do that, we're going to submit the claim. So I'm not going to submit the claim since this is a demo, but once you do hit submit, you're going to receive confirmation that your claim has been submitted, and it's also going to show up in the claims history, which is coincidentally what we're going to talk about next. Okay, so claims history, we can take a look from the top menu again, here, claims history, or we can scroll down where we can see the claims and hit view all claims. Okay, so here you're going to see all the claims submitted. They are also color coded, so you can quickly see what claims have been processed and which ones require additional attention. So we can click on view a statement to download a copy of the explanation of benefits, or we can click the arrow to view on some additional details as well. If it's for tax purposes, if you want, you can create a claims history report to have a report of all the different types of claims that you've submitted, and you can also filter it for who the claim is for, the type of claim, and all of that stuff. So if you have a question on why something denied, we can click on it. It's going to let us know the reason for the denial. If as part of the claim, it's asking for some additional information, we can, like a receipt or a prescription, we can upload it really easily here. If you have a question, you can click on ask a question. There's going to be a form that pre-populates with all of the details of that claim. So like the claim number, your ID number, the date of the service. So then when you click on your question and you submit it, our agents have all the information that they need to answer your questions, and you don't have to kind of think of all that stuff and retype it in. Okay, next we're going to focus on some of the care services that are available. We're going to take a look at mental health. So this is where we can access a lot of mental health services really easily. We are going to focus on counseling, and I'm going to take a look at that shortly, but you do also have access to some really amazing services, even especially if you have access to the Employee Assistance or EAP program. A lot of the items will be covered as part of EAP. There's great things like digital cognitive behavioral therapy. So if you prefer more of a self-guided journey with a focus on anxiety, depression, that's for you. Children's mental health is a program where your child can receive a kit. And it kind of helps them to explore their emotions and practice coping skills by using a game-based approach. There's also Indigenous Mental Health Services and a First Step program by Michael Landsberg, which helps us to build mental health resilience. So we're going to take a look at counseling. Okay, and if you do have access to the Employee Assistance Program through OASIS, this is where you're going to see the OASIS sponsored hours. And then this is where we can start the process of matching with a counselor. So even if you don't see any sponsored hours because you don't have access to the EAP program, this can work with the mental health services coverage through your group benefits plan. And it's going to link to see what's available so that it's easy for you to connect. So we're going to start with match with a counselor. So the bar on the left again is going to show us what step we're at and how far we are from completion. So we're going to start. Okay, as with everything, if there is a crisis situation, there's a reminder that we can call 911 if there's an emergency, or we can call the support number directly to speak with someone. Okay, so it's going to start with a self-evaluation where we indicate on a scale of 1 to 10 how we're feeling. And then we're going to do a self-evaluation. So in the past couple of weeks, how often did we feel we have nothing to look forward to? We're going to answer a lot of questions. Then we're going to indicate some diagnoses as well as stressors. If we've previously had a formal diagnosis, we would enter that too. Later on, we're going to choose our counselor preferences, kind of like the language. There's over 30 or 40 languages available. Also, what specialty. So if you need focus on grief, there's specialties like that. Also, if you want the counselor to have a religious or spirituality expertise, you can choose that as well. After you choose all of those things, there's going to be general availability. So you're going to say when you're available in the mornings or during the day, the weeknights. Then after that, you're going to see a list of matches with people or counselors that meet the criteria. So you're going to be able to view their profiles as well as schedule an appointment. So the first 15 minutes of the appointment is always free, just to ensure that you've made the right choice and you found a counselor that's, a great fit for you. But, you can always match again if you don't feel a connection with a counselor. I'm not going to go through the whole questionnaire because it is quite lengthy, but it is super detailed and there's so many criteria just to help you find the best fit. Okay, so we're going to go back to the care services area. I'm going to take a look. So if you do have access to the employee assistance program through Oasis, a lot of the great features like health coaching, life transitions, financial advice, legal advice, that can be accessed through this work, health, and life services tile that you see here. Okay, next we're going to take a look at telemedicine. So this is a healthcare platform that provides really fast and convenient access for Canadians to general practitioners. So we can go to telemedicine and then click on book a consultation once this loads. And you can connect with a general practitioner via text, message, audio, or video in a couple minutes. Okay, so we're going to click who it's for. It's Tanya. We're going to choose where we are and the location at the time of the appointment. Okay, and then next we're going to choose our specialty. So you can see here that general practitioners are covered under the plan, but there's also other services available too. So if they're not covered as part of the plan, don't worry, there will be a cost and you will know the cost before entering any service, any service. So we're going to choose general practitioner. And hit continue. Then it's going to ask you how you're feeling and what symptoms you have, and then you're going to provide a description. So after that, you can continue on to provider pairing, and then get matched with a general practitioner who can assist you very quickly. Okay, next we're going to take a look at pharmacy. So as an Oasis and GreenShield plan member, you have access to the GreenShield Pharmacy. It's a digital pharmacy that provides free delivery for prescription medications with a low dispensing fee of $7.99 in all provinces except Quebec. So I know a lot of people who use it. It's really convenient, and it also sends you a message when it's time for a refill. So you're also going to have access to the health store as well, so you can shop online for products, and if you purchase over a certain amount, there's shipping included for the health store. But we're going to take a look at pharmacy. So there's a lot of useful features that will be available to you. So that would be like contacting a pharmacist through text, phone, or email. There's also support from clinical experts. There's adherence packaging. There's also a caregiver function that you can use if you need to help your elderly parents or any other type that you're giving care to. So it's also going to manage refills with your doctor so you don't run out of medication. And if it's your first time using GreenShield Pharmacy, you don't have to worry. You can actually transfer an existing prescription from your existing pharmacy like you see here. Okay. Okay, next we're going to take a look at well-being. So this is where you can access the wellness portal. It's a portal that has comprehensive resources that support healthy life choices by providing you with personalized tips, easy to use online tools, and a lot of important information all at your fingertips. So it's also going to reward you for taking steps towards a healthy behavior and lifestyle. Okay, so we're going to click on well-being. So the very first time you visit. Oh, it's also going to let you know if there's any challenges that are currently available. But the very first time you log into Wellbeing, you're going to be asked to complete a short confidential questionnaire, a well-being questionnaire, just to receive an overall health risk score or health grade, as you can see here. Okay, so the score is going to let you know your current level of risk, as well as provide a list of priorities to highlight some of the key things that you can work on. Okay, so you can rest assured that any information you provide in the questionnaire, it is kept private, it doesn't get shared with your employer, and it's not going to affect your benefits coverage in any way. Okay, so you can see on the side, there's a lot of activities as well as mini courses that you can engage with. Okay, you can also see in the activities and mini courses, there's also a little points section as well. So everything you do has points, and we're going to talk about it later. But there's also a library of resources that help you. So if you're interested in finding out about diabetes or pre-diabetes, you can take a look at the articles available as well. Okay, in the My Health section, you can track your goals. This is where you can track your steps, how many glasses of water you've drank. I'm not really good at it, so it's good to help me keep track of how much I've been drinking to make sure I'm not dehydrated. And it'll also make sure that we're on target. We can also sync a Fitbit, Garmin, Wear OS by Google, or Apple Watch as well, so that we can get all our steps and information in one place too. So if we take a look at the well-being win section, there's a lot of details about ongoing contests and draws. So if we go to the rewards section, all the points that we saw earlier, all the points we earned, they're going to go towards reaching one of the tiers that you see here. So each time you reach a tier, you're going to gain an automatic entry to a monthly draw for a $250 gift card. So once you reach all three of the tiers, you're going to have a chance to win in each tier, and points reset at the start of each month. So if we take a look at the challenges section, it shows some of the ongoing, contests that are happening. When we, clicked on well-being earlier, something popped up with mental well-being. So that contest is until the end of May. But for June, we have a Get Moving contest. So if we log 10 workouts, we're going to get a chance to win another gift card as well. Okay, we can see that the website has a ton of features. There's so many resources that are available to you, but you might not know where to go, and it can seem kind of daunting. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of things that we can engage with, but it might seem like there's a lot. So what can we do to know what we need? So we can actually click on Start Care Navigation. So care navigation is going to help us to find the right service and resource based on our preferences as well as our care needs. So it's going to take a look at your plan, so what you have available for your group plan. It's going to take a look at the member coverage available to you. It's going to help you to make informed health decisions and help you maximize your benefits. So it's going to recommend things based on your plan and what you do have access to, and it's going to let you know how much, if it's included or if there's a cost, just so that you have all the information you need to proceed. Okay, so yeah, there's going to be personal care recommendations. It's really easy to navigate and help you get the most out of GreenShield Plus. So it's also going to provide you with recommendations based on some of the questions that are asked. So we're going to hit start. Okay, so it's going to say, what can we help you with today? I'm looking for preventative resources to maintain my health and well-being, mental, physical, financial, etc. Or am I looking to support managing a chronic disease like diabetes, hypertension, etc.? So we're going to click on the first one. Okay, then it's going to ask us to pick a specific topic that we're interested in. So I'm going to choose I'm interested in diet, nutrition, and exercise. Okay, and then I'm going to hit continue. So then it's going to ask me the type of support that I need. So the first one, am I okay to do this on my own? I can just do it on my own. It's okay. It's self-serve. Or do I need some kind of guidance and resources? I'm still fairly independent. Or do I feel the need for significant support? To talk to somebody. I just need a lot more support depending on my journey. So I'm going to pick on one of them. We're going to choose that we're confident to do this on our own. We're going to hit complete. Okay, so we can see based on our choice what is available and if there's a cost for the service as well as some related articles as well. So we can see this one, it's recommending access to well-being, what I showed just earlier. If we scroll further down, it's also going to let us know there's health coaching too, and that we had 5 hours because we're part of the EAP program in our demo. And then there's going to be a ton of articles that you can read that will help you about nutrition as well. Okay, so if we go back or we go to get new recommendations, and instead, we kind of want to know about chronic diseases, we can click on that. And, we want help with mental health. Okay, and then this time, we need a lot of support. So we're going to click on that. We're going to hit complete. Okay, and then this time we can see that the recommendations have changed, the things that we have access to changed, the order they came up with changed. So then this time it just tells us, oh, we can begin individual counseling. We have up to 5 hours. We still have access to health coaching and digital CBT, but that's just, because we indicated we need more support, they're lower down in the list. And then again, too, there's a lot of related articles to mental health that we could read if we want to learn more about all of that stuff. Okay, and if you do have access to the Employee Assistance Program for Care Navigator, you will also see a choice to get chatbot assisted navigation, and you can also connect with a live care guide via chat or phone for personalized assistance. So you can speak to someone live to help you with your care navigation journey. Okay, we're just going to go back down. There's also a discover section that you see here. So this is more of a general discovery. So you can see what's available. So you can click on the discover section here. So if your plan does have spending accounts like a healthcare spending, you're going to see your balances here. And also the wallet is where you can also access your ID card as well. Very quickly, another way to do it. Okay, so there's going to be some general information. And the discovery section basically organizes everything kind of in a life stage where you might be in right now. And then it's going to make some recommendations based on that life stage. So an example is if we're, in a healthy family life stage, we can discover healthy families. These are some of the things that, that are available that families might be interested in. I mentioned the children's mental health. So if you have a young family, that's definitely something that you can, have access to. If you go down, there's also recommendations of items you can also get through our health store too. So if we actually go back, instead of healthy families, maybe we're at the stage where we want to do some healthy aging. So we can click on that. Okay, so then there's information about, personalized nutrition, hormonal health, which may or may not be covered by the plan, but it tells us, okay, if you have HCSA, it could be eligible and all of that information too. And then we can see at the bottom, instead of Band-Aids and children's vitamins, it's now recommending, uh, menopause or testosterone support. So it changes based on the health life stage that we are in. Okay, so all of the great things that I showed you on the website, it's also the same on GreenShield Plus app as there is feature parity. So all of those things are also available. This is a great way to have your digital ID card handy at all times. If you're at the doctor's office, that check eligibility. Drug tool is really useful because you can instantly see if a drug is covered. If it's not, you can talk to your doctor. If you need a form, your doctor can fill it out right away so you don't have to go again. And again, we saw earlier by clicking support, there's a great resource for the GreenShield Plus Help Center. So any of the things that I talked about during the demo, if you want more information or you're not sure about, you can check the Getting Started section for registration. If you want to know how to check coverage, submit a claim, you can go to Insurance and Benefits. If you want to learn more about EAP, telemedicine, you can, hit the mental supports as well. So here are some of the key takeaways from our presentation today. So the first is to visit greenshield.ca and sign up for GreenShield Plus. Next is you can visit the GreenShield Plus Help Center by clicking on support. So this is just a self-service way to learn a lot about GreenShield and GreenShield Plus. Next is care navigation helps you to easily find, access, engage with the GreenShield health services and resources based on your preferences as well as your care needs. Next is to use Discover to find amazing things that fit with your life stage that you're currently at. GreenShield Pharmacy provides free delivery for your prescription medication and a low dispensing fee of $7.99 in all provinces except Quebec. Next is to take the matching questionnaire and counseling to find a counselor that's the best fit for you. Again, this can work through the sponsored mental health coverage through your group benefits plan or the EAP program if you have access to it. So the next is to earn points on well-being and check out our current contests. And finally, you can contact our customer service center, or this is also called the GreenShield Plus member support, and at 1-888-525-7587. So we've recently updated our prompts so you can easily get the help you need for what you're looking for a lot faster. So there's a prompt for insurance. If you have health and dental questions, that's the first one. Second prompt, if you have any questions about mental health, counseling, EAP. The next prompt is for telemedicine and GS pharmacy support. And then finally, if you have trouble with registering or any of the web support, you can also get help with that too. Okay, so that concludes our GreenShield Plus demo, and I hope you were able to learn a bit more about GreenShield and some of the great features that are available. We're happy to answer any general questions that you might have, but if there's anything specific, about your claims or details of your benefits plan, we ask you to call our customer contact center for assistance. Okay, are there any questions?
Well, thank you, Stephanie. Not seeing any questions here. Maybe we'll give it another 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, there's none so far in the chat, guys.
I can assume that I went through it so thoroughly that there are no questions about anything GreenShield Plus related.
I think
I
so. That was
agree.
very informational. Okay, not seeing any questions. We will wrap it up here. Thank you again, Stephanie, for your detailed presentation. That was excellent. For any of those wondering, there will be a recording sent out after the fact in the next Oasis newsletter. And if you don't see it or miss that, then you can contact one of your benefits administrators and they can provide that for you. So thank you everyone again for attending and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.